And it's been such an amazing day, and Lee, you just look breathtaking. You just look like a fairy tale princess. And Mike, you don't smoke, you don't. You're looking good. So I've known Lee for 14, 15 years now. It just doesn't seem that long. It just doesn't seem that long ago that we met back at Wacola, where Ollie and Jill introduced him to you. And ever since then we've been best friends. Every weekend spending our time together, dancing, horse riding. Soon them weekends turned into involved in a lot of sambuca. Ended up down the Talk nightclub for a bit of Scott Angry Anderson. But yeah, pretty much every weekend together since then. And when I thought about our time together and years and our memories, there's a few things that sprung to mind, such as our skinny dipping turkey, the pornographic pictures in Wales, and the time back at Alton Towers when a rather large amount of Nivea cream was used in a hotel room. But
we won't go there.
If you want to find out more about some of them stories, come find Lee later. Or if you want the truth, come find me. So we've known each other for 14, 15 years, and for the last 8 years I've been proud enough to call Lee my sister. When the family welcomed her into the family. And at the time it was quite a hard decision because being an only child, it meant that I was going to actually have to start sharing some of my stuff. But it was definitely the right decision, and wouldn't look back. Lee's been an amazing sister. And today I have the great pleasure of welcoming some more additions to the family. Mike as my brother-in-law, and I couldn't ask for a nicer guy. And and the rest of the King family, Sue, Jason, Nikki, Lisa, and everyone else. It's just amazing to open up the family to you all. So, now that I've had the opportunity to say a few words, I'd like to say a few words on behalf of someone very special who can't unfortunately be here today, Lee's father. And if he was here, which he is in spirit, he'd be looking down on you and be so proud of everything you've achieved and the beautiful woman you've become inside and out. And I've just got just a little poem just to read out. Although you may not see him, you know your dad is here. You carry him within your heart and feel his presence near. You know he will be happy to see your wedding day. He knows you found your one true love and that you'll be okay. You know that as he watches your wedding from above, he'll send you all his blessings, and with it all his love. And if you listen very carefully, you'll hear your father say, it's the love you show that matters on each and every day. So before I make Lee cry anymore, Lee, Mike, I wish you every happiness. And I'd like to invite everyone to raise their glasses and just toast to my beautiful sister and Mike. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'd like to just hand you over to Jason.
How do I follow that?
Very hard.
Yeah, very hard. Well, again, welcome everyone to here. I mean, I think everyone agrees it's an absolutely stunning venue for a wedding, and sharing Michael, my brother's wedding to Lee, and Lee looks stunning today as well. So just to reiterate what Lucy was saying there. For those that don't know me, my name's Jason. I'm Michael's best man for the day. I use best man in the loosest of terms because, in my opinion, I'm a bit of an oxymoron, but I'm the worst best man. For the simple reason, and Michael's nodding away, I can honestly say I've pretty much contributed nothing to this wedding, which makes me the worst best man, other than organising the golf weekend away, which my only achievement was making Michael and David look really good on the course. So yeah, the worst best man. I'm going to try not to read off of these too much. Right, so where am I going with this? I'm going to keep this short and sweet today, because I'm not a public speaker, I'm not a comedian. I'm not going to make you laugh.
No, you're not.
And yeah, so I'm going to keep it short and sweet. That's not come to Lee, by the way. Well, maybe I'll make you laugh. No, the reason I'm told to keep it short and sweet is because apparently it's better to embarrass yourself only for 2 minutes as opposed to 10 minutes. But that aside, when Michael asked me to be best man, like all geeks, I did the Google thing and Googled best man responsibilities, and I was actually quite shocked to find the number of tasks that you're supposed to do. And as I said earlier, I did none of them anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But looking through the list, there was 1 or 2 that really, I don't know, made me realise what I'm in for today, and that's when I got down to I'm supposed to dance with the bride and the bridesmaids. Now, everyone that knows me knows I've got no rhythm, I don't dance, can't dance. So I kind of figured that no matter what I say or do up here, it doesn't really matter because I can't make any more of an idiot of myself than what I'm going to do. So that kind of puts me at ease really, because you've got much more to come. But to put a bit of emphasis back on Lee there though, although my dancing is really bad, most people probably know these 2 are ex-salsa dancing buddies. They're both Glee addicts, so the first dance we should expect nothing less than an outburst of Glee. Right? So that's our expectation, so no pressure on you guys. Right, that's that one done. Right, now I am going to read off these. So this is just a few thank yous on behalf of Michael before I get into some of the other bit, and I can't remember all these, so I'm going to blatantly read off of this. First of all, on behalf of Michael and Lee, thank you to the 3 bridesmaids today. Chief bridesmaids Lucy, who's been an amazing friend and sister and helped organise so much, and been beyond thoughtful and supportive, and Becky and Michelle, 2 of these best friends who have been there for every step of the way, and Michael and Lee really appreciate everything you've done for them. Next one, probably a bit more closer to me, to the 3 little guys running around, Joshua, Brandon and Billy. Obviously 2 of them are mine, but the cutest boys here by far, the little page boys. Big thank you to Angela, Graham, Val and Daniel, who brought all the flowers, I understand. The witnesses, Ron Booker and Nikki King, who've always been there for Lee and Michael.
I'll stop in that place.
I'm feeling with Miss Bridesmaids on here. Still the worst best man.
And he still loses his
I don't know why he's put this one down here, but I'll read it anyway. Lisa Smith. An amazing artist who designed and created our invitations, table decorations, flavours, table plan and all the Mr. and Mrs. time. I think you'll all agree, absolutely stunning. All of these, all the little butterflies, everything handmade by my sister, so stunning job there.
Brandon,
Anne Brooker, the best cake maker in the world. Kelly Jane, who did an amazing job with the bride and the bridesmaid's hair. And then a big thank you to Debbie and the LEEZ Priory team for helping make today perfect. There's one last one which he's just about to throw at me in case I forget. Ruth, who bought the absolutely gorgeous car which I'm dead jealous about outside. Big thank you for that. So that's all the thank yous out of the way. Hopefully that's the last I'm going to read off with those. So I had to try and think of something to say today. What I was thinking about is, why is Lee marrying Michael? That's the question. And obviously it's not because he's a ginger, carrot cruncher, Norfolk bumpkin by any stretch of imagination. Now, I'm not going to put him down because several years ago, quite a few years ago, at my wedding, he said some very nice things about me and didn't put me down at all, so I'm not going to be nasty to him. He's a top brother, he's a very honest guy, very intelligent, very smart, very witty. You can go on about the traits that he is, and he is the best brother around. And the more I think about this, I'm the best man for today, but there's no doubt Lee's married the best man in my opinion. Right, so that's a nice bit out of the way. But then I thought about it a bit more, and why would she want to marry him? And I come up with 4 reasons, 4 key traits of his that every wife would want in a husband. Firstly, he's a good chef. He's a trained chef, and for those that haven't clocked already, he's a dead ringer for celebrity chef James Martin. He is the long lost twin. So she's never going to go hungry. Secondly, he's great with DIY skills. Story going back many moons when we lived in Norfolk. Next door, for some reason, had a broken window. The guy's around there fixing it. He's tapping out all the broken glass with a stick. And Michael, you know, doing his smart, intelligent self, watching, taking it all in. And he's in the garden, picks up the broomstick, smash straight through the kitchen window. But that's not the funny part. Well, I suppose it is funny. But the reason he was in the garden in the first place was because earlier that day he'd already flooded the kitchen with the washing machine. And then whilst in the garden, he'd found some white gloss and managed to paint next door's little girl, and then stand there proudly saying she was adamant. So, smashing glass, painting children, free-face painting, and flooding the kitchen. His DIY skills are definitely quite inept. So where do we get to? Chef, DIY, car skills. He's, you know, they're never going to worry about cars. If you want a car panel with a dent in it, he'll sort it out for you. Motorbikes, cars, he can smash them all up, he's good. And again, a story going back to when I was in Norfolk. My dad used to do banger racing, and there was a time when he was preparing a car on the driveway, and obviously you're not allowed no glass in the car, so kicks the window screen out and smashes the headlights out with hammers. And again, Michael, being his observant self, sees the hammer through the headlight, picks it up, whack, through Dad's main car headlight. Not a clever thing to do. And then finally, so car skills, DIY, chefs, he's got a lot going for him. Finally, gardening. He is a landscape gardener at heart. A lot of people don't know this. He knows where I'm going with this. David knows where I'm going. He's got a nickname on the golf course called JCB. And it's linked to the size of the divots he takes with every stroke. So if ever anyone wants any gardening done, or you know, your garden dug over, Michael's your man, but don't give him a spade or fork, give him 5 wood, you'll have it done in no time. So, that aside, let's get things serious again. So yes, about a year ago, it must be now, Michael, I'm not sure if it's by email or phone, probably email because we're blokes, we don't talk on the phone and do things like that. I think he said to me, you know, words to the effect that he was thinking of getting engaged, and I don't like giving yes or no answers to that because it's not my decision to make, it's Michael's. But what I do remember saying to him at the time is that ever since he'd been with Lee, everyone had noticed that there was a whole change in his demeanour. He always had he turned into a different person. He was happier. Whenever he spoke about Lee, he had a smile on his face and a glint in his eye. And you know, for me today, standing in the chapel, the altar, whatever you call it at the front, you know, that glint in the eye was definitely there, and it was, you know, apparently both Michael and Lee. So just to finish, I'd like to toast to the glint in the eye and to Michael and Lee, and may they have a happy future together. And now that's that way, I'll hand over to our man of the day.
So unlike Jason, I'm actually going to try and keep this one short and sweet. Okay, so just wanted to finish off with a few more thank yous firstly. Obviously, I suppose I should really thank my best man, Jason. Despite the fact that, you know, him, my sister, well actually both my sisters had this burning ambition to give me a career in the circus because they like to throw me out of stuff or fling me out of stuff or use toys or children's activities in novel ways for their own amusements. Me being the youngest, the fact that he's still alive is quite a miracle. But in all fairness, he is kind of the best brother you could ask for, really. I suppose there's been a few times in my life where I've had to call upon him. And he's always been there without question. And some of the stuff, you know, maybe a little bit random, but he's always understood my motives and engagement to Lee being obviously, you know, one of the ones you can clearly see how much he meant to me. So I thank him for that, and I hope he knows I'll always be there for him too. Next to the two mothers. It's two very extraordinary people to whom we both owe so much. Jackie's been absolutely amazing for Lee. I know there are no words that she could describe how grateful and appreciative she is for all you've done. You've also been so supportive of our relationship, and you've helped us so much in our start, so from the bottom of our hearts we thank you. And to my mum, who I also now refer to as my hero, someone who's faced so many challenges in life, overcome demons, a number of illnesses, but she takes them all with a smile on her face, with a gift in her heart, and despite everything she's been through, she'd still give her last penny to make someone else happy. And I think that's only someone I can ever look up to. So as a kind of a treat to both of you, we are going to be taking you to tea at the Ritz. Okay, so there was a load of lame jokes, but I'm really not going to bother about them, so I'm just going to crack on, really. So what can I tell you about Lee? So for me, it was love at first email, and it does sound kind of sinister, I know that, but it is true. So for some reason, I kind of decided I had this ambition. I actually did want to learn to dance for some reason, so I started going to a salsa club. Little did I know that there'd be someone there who immediately caught my eye. And there was something familiar about her, but I couldn't work out what it was. For love nor money. And then maybe about 8 weeks after that, I got this email pop through from Lee Pickering, from work address, explaining who she was, and it was the girl from Salsa. So little did I know that the love of my life was working 40 foot away from me for 3.5 years. Nice to see I'm still observant. As with most things, Lee obviously made the first move there by introducing herself, and then she asked me for a dance. Now, for a guy who likes a girl, it's very easy to overthink this whole dance thing, because you're thinking it's not just a dance, you know. There's kind of, she's going to associate rhythm and timing and speed and fluidity and hip movement. You're kind of thinking this isn't just a dance now. But I must have bumbled my way through enough for her to keep on talking to me. So we carried on emailing. Of course, it was strictly business. It wasn't no abuse of the work email system. It's not professional. Until once again, I decided to be the man and let Lee invite me out for a kind of an evening, and we had a really nice evening together. And you could tell that it was kind of that both of us were feeling the same way. So I thought I really need to take charge here, and I actually let her text me this time. And in that text she told me how she felt about me, and I can remember sitting there trembling away trying to type out a response. And the only thing it reminds me of is when my mum sends me a text when she's been using predictive, because you couldn't make no sense of it. Apart from the fact there weren't 3 blank messages either side of it. I guess at that point of receiving that text, I didn't need to even think about it. I knew I was already in love with her. From there, you know, we decided to take things slow. Within 3 weeks of kissing, we decided we were going to get married. A week after that, we found this place and pretty much signed and sealed the deal. 2 months later, she did me the proudest honour of agreeing to marry me in Paris.
But you got me Tiffany, so I couldn't say that.
And ever since then, it's just been kind of a beautiful romance of wedding TV and bridezillas and later bride, 4 weddings, 3 grand weddings, great cake bake-off. In all seriousness, I do not believe that anyone is perfect. I think if you're perfect, then what would you have to live for or strive for? But I do believe you can be perfect for someone, and Lee is perfect for me in every way. And I hope I can be the same for her. I tried visioning how beautiful she would look, but I was completely wrong. I could never have imagined how beautiful she'd be. You are my best friend, you are my penguin, you are my fellow Gleek, and I felt blessed since the moment you've been in my life. And I promise to love you and honour you to my dying day. I wanted to get a present which kind of represents the thing I love most about me and Lee's kind of their ability to compromise, and it doesn't matter, we just enjoy and love doing things together. So I wanted to get a present that represented that. So for me, I'm kind of, you know, sports mad, sports geek, so I kind of thought, right, I wanted to incorporate sports. Lee has this kind of, this fashion, designer, kind of stylish, passion as well. So
Josh,
this is my present to you. Incorporating both sports and fashion.
Don't worry, I don't have to do the school bit, do I? Sorry, I have a paper. Oh no! Oh, that's really bad.
Here's some Hers Arsenal Mr. and Mrs. 2011. That's right.
Yeah, you've got 11:20.
I sense the smiling of some Tottenham fans at the back, and and in the middle. And if I have to be completely honest, anyone who watches football wouldn't associate Arsenal with any form of sport recently. So I figured that's just not good enough. So in September, Lee has the pleasure of joining me for a game of baseball in New York for 4 days, along with the show of Mary Poppins.
I didn't know about that.
So I should be upstanding, please, and toast my beautiful wife, Mrs. Lea Mike King.
Anyone got any makeup? Oh, thank you so much, everyone. It's just a pleasure to have you all here today. It really means a lot. I know it would have been my dad's birthday today, and I didn't mean that in a morbid way. I just thought it would be a great day to sort of honour him. So it's great for you all to turn up and be with him as well as me today. So thank you very much.